Welcome to the Kevin Carhe Show. My name is Kevin Carhe. Today we're going to be talking about a woman that's upset with her husband because he abandoned his outside child. Now, this lady sent me a message on IG about a situation dealing with her husband and a child that he had from a previous relationship. We're not gonna mess around, man. I'm gonna jump right into it. Salute to the free crowd. Salute to the free crowd. Shout out to Omar, Miss Maxine, Day One family. Anyway, she goes on to write. So my husband has a 5-year-old son from a previous relationship. He was dating his ex for 3 years, for 3 months when she got pregnant at 21. They were in a toxic on and off relationship for 3 years. When he first got together, when we first got together, he told me his ex hadn't let him see his kids for over a year, or his child. Now, my first question is, how was she able? What's up, Anna? Shout out to Anna. My thing is, how was she able to keep his child away from him? That'd be the first question. Were they living out of town? Did she disappear? What kind of issues was he having? Was he in a stable place? What type of fight did he put up for joint custody, a visitation right? See, ladies, these are the questions that need to be asked from the jump. You have to ask those questions from the jump. Since he's not seeing his child, is he on child support? Is he in the rear? Most likely, because she got that little tingly feeling inside, she accepted the first explanation that this guy gave her about his child that he had in a previous relationship. Now that the love and the tingly feeling, the euphoric part of the relationship is starting to level off, now she's starting to have questions. But let's move on. He was sad about it and talked about how much he missed his son constantly. Back then, he wasn't in a financial situation to get a lawyer and fight for custody, but he said that once we were doing better, he's going to fight to be back in his son's life. Nah, bruh. Nah, you don't need to be worried about no lawyer right now if you ain't got if you ain't got no money. That ain't got nothing to do with it. If you on child support, you definitely should have visitation right. Now I'm gonna be honest, guys. There are a lot of situations where women definitely try not to let the man see their son. A lot of women get envy and they try not to let the father have visitation with the child. But you don't need to be talking about no custody right now. You don't need what's happening, Mel? Shout out to Mel, y'all. Shout out to Mel over on Instagram. You don't need to be worried about no custody right now. What you need to be worried about is some weekend visits. Maybe you have some monitored visitation rights. Whatever. You worry about custody. You don't need to be worried about no custody. You ain't seen your child, and that's your responsibility. You need to be trying to set some goals to see your child, especially if you're paying child support. Be honest with you. How about having some sleepovers or something like that? But to be honest with you, sound like some bullshit to me. This sound like some straight bullshit that he done laid down. Let's keep going. Fast forward to now, and we're married, have our own baby, and are doing good with money and have a nice place. Turns out he has no intentions of being in his son's life. He said he accepted the fact that he's no longer in his son's life, and that he'll wait for his son to seek out him someday. See, that's the definition of a deadbeat dad number two. He's not number one just yet. He's not a number one. He's a deadbeat dad number two. Cause number one deadbeat dad, he avoid child support. Uh, he just disappeared. He don't want to have nothing to do with the kids, and he don't send no money either. Now, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's a deadbeat dad number two by definition. Now that he got a new child, new woman. Uh, see, ladies. Let me tell you something. This represents what I call men's femininity. Some of these guys operate like this, and you got to understand this. As long as the relationship is going good, long as the relationship is going good, then he'll take care of the kid. He'll take care of the kid. He'll be with the kid. He'll I mean act like a real dad. But soon as the relationship go bad, the woman no longer want to be with him no more, or he let her go, then he don't want to have nothing to do with the woman or the kid. He don't want to pay for the kid. He want to get in a new relationship. He done. Forget about the responsibility. It's over. But let me tell you something, guys. That child is your responsibility. We can sit up here and throw shade. We can sit up here and talk about women all day. It don't matter. You got to jump over hell and high water to take care of your responsibility. Now, if it come down to the point where there's no way the woman to move out of the country or she moved cross country, you just can't see the child, then look, you need to be on the phone with them. If you can FaceTime the child, you can send money. Just start writing a check, man. Just start writing a check. Now, she go on to say, what the F? How can you be in this kid's life from birth to 3 years old and then all of a sudden be with abandoning him? Like I said, as soon as he broke up, then she wanted to do with the kid or the mother. And guys, even though you don't like a situation and you have to work through the pain, even though it hurts, that's the definition of being masculine. Being able to do something, even if even if it hurts you to do it. That's the definition of masculinity. Know that something is hurtful, but you're still able to do it mentally. Now she goes on to say the severity of what he did hit me harder now that I have my own baby. I can't seem to mentally move past this. So, yeah, you ignored all this foolishness in the beginning. And like I said, she had that lovey-dovey feeling, and now the feeling has leveled off, and now she just flat out ignored all the foolishness. Guys, oh man, got to hit the button. Well, somebody call me. Uh, guys, if you abandon your child, a woman will definitely lose respect for you. It's just plain and simple. Now, she might, want to ignore it up front, but deep down inside, she might don't even mention it. She might don't even bring it up in conversation, but deep down inside, she's losing attraction for you. She's losing attraction for you, and she's losing respect for you. And before long, oh man, oh, twice. And before long, she gonna be gone. You know, man, they threw me off with that phone call, man. She goes on to say, I know our situation is different because our daughter was planned and wanted. He's so good with her, and our relationship is generally great. But this really threw a monkey wrench in things. He's good with her because he's with you. He's good with her because he's good with you for now until he fall in love with another woman. Once he fall in love with another woman, then, like I say, he probably gonna yeah, he probably gonna be done with you and the kids, and probably start lying to her and letting the new woman or trying to get the new woman to believe uh that you don't let him see his daughter. The same thing he did with the first woman. Obviously, now he's got some money in his pocket. I don't see what the problem is about him trying to see his son. He said he wasn't in a good position then. It's always in the back of my head that he's capable of abandoning a child. If I would have known he wasn't good, he wasn't going to fight for his son, excuse me, If I would have known he wasn't going to fight to be in his son's life, I would have never married him or had a kid with him. Man, stop it. Please stop it. You didn't just go ahead and say you didn't see the red flags or you didn't want to pay attention to the red flags up front because you was in love. That's why you accepted the first thing he told you and you rolled with it. Now that the love is leveling off, you want to start shaming and blaming. You want to start hey, I tell you what. How about since you have this much shame, why don't you just call the baby mama and say, you know what, my husband hadn't been in that child's life. I'm gonna just go ahead and send you a check. If you feeling that this is something bothering you that much, why don't you just say, maybe offer to, well, just listen to her side of the story. How about that? How about you just listen to her side of the story and before you start going on and on about how bad you feel. Why don't you ask him to put child support on himself if he's not paying child support? How about that? Now all of a sudden you want to feel more that it's morally wrong for what your husband is doing. But it almost sounds like you're looking for a justification because you want a way out of the relationship, out of the marriage. That's what it's starting to sound like. Starting to sound like the love, the affection, the attraction is starting to lower to the point where you're looking for a justification of, I want out. Like I say, a lot of times women will bridge their way out of a relationship in a minute. And plus, it's a possibility that this fool could probably leave you and do the same thing. She goes on to state that I feel like I'm sleeping next to a monster. I'm so sad about it. My mom thinks I'm overreacting and that I should just ignore it, hope for the best, uh, moving forward, and just focus on our family. I don't know what to do with these feelings. Yeah, that sounds like you looking for an excuse. Sound like you over there bad mouthing this guy. Sounds like you've already set in the stage that, hey, this guy's a deadbeat guy. He's a deadbeat husband. And yes, that's true. He is a deadbeat husband. He's no good. You should have known that up front. And yeah, he's a deadbeat guy. But it sounds like you over there telling your mama all your business already, trying to sully his name, soften the blow for when you decide that you want out the marriage. But sound like your mama not even playing that game. She basically shoving you back in the marriage. Nah, don't come out here. Don't even try it. You made the decision. Now you need to own up to the decision and do something else besides have another split up home. He already has a child on the outside. Why do you want to go and split up another home? You're married, you have a daughter. Now make that a good home and then bring the child into the home. The outside child, the child from the previous marriage. I don't really say outside, but the child from the previous marriage and make them a part of the family. Sounds like you just want to try to split up everything. But that's about the gist of it, man. Uh, I don't know what else, much else we can do, or how what else I can tell her, man. But hopefully this helps her out. Hopefully she changes her mind. Hopefully this guy finds a way to get back into the child's life. Because all you got to do, guys, is set yourself a goal. If the woman won't let you see the child, make that a priority. Make that a goal. Start working on it day by day. Make the best situation you can have for the child to come back into your life, or you can do all that stuff. But a lot of times, man, y'all don't make that a priority. Y'all don't make that a priority, and that's why it happens. We can't always put all the blame on the women. There's a lot of no good women out here that's gonna do that. Yes, it is. But we can't put all the blame on the women all the time. Because I hear this crap. Man, my woman, man, she won't let me see my children, man. She ain't let me see my children in years. Well, what steps have you been doing to get back in your child's life? What steps have you been taking to do what it takes to get back in your child's life? A lot of time, sit down, tell them to write that down on a piece of paper. You ain't gonna have much. You ain't gonna have much to look at. You ain't gonna have much to look at because a lot of these guys not even trying to be in a child life. Their their way of being in a child life only uh, is contingent on them being with the mother And once they done with the mother, they out. Done with the mother and the child. Y'all go ahead and like this video, man. Share it, like it. That helped me out with the algorithm, man. Salute to the free crowd, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man. I'm out.